I'm David, and this is Chance. And today, in our first episode, we are at Austin's Secret Beach. Uh, who would have thought that Austin, Texas would have a secret beach or even have such a huge water culture? But it does. It gets super hot here in the summer. It's pretty regularly 102, 103 degrees, sometimes more throughout July and August and sometimes September. And the limestone that's around here on the edge of the hill country makes a lot of caves and water pools and springs and so on. Plus, the largest river that is in Texas, completely in Texas, is the Colorado River, which is what the secret beach is on. So there's a huge water culture here, and there's a huge amount of landscape, from pretty big hills to rivers and canyons where things have been washed out, different types of trees, and it's absolutely glorious here. So to kick off this series, I thought I would start out in nature really close to home. So I'm standing on the new dam that's been created here. It's on this creek. I think this is called Country Club Creek, or it's a fork of it. And there's been huge erosion. This is all work that's been done with boulders to control this water flow. Because of man-made erosion, it made a huge mess. And all of this washed, and a lot of the sand on the beach came from this. Around this time last year, I had found myself leaving the job that I was working after selling my company, where I was required to work there for a little bit during the transition. And I was figuring out the next part of my life, and I wanted to potentially start a YouTube channel around travel and documenting me figuring out what the next thing was. A curveball happened, as all of you, as has happened to all of you, that COVID happened. I traveled to a number of places around the U.S., including Costa Rica and Germany, places near and dear to my heart. But I can't do that anymore, as most of us can't do that, especially Americans, with COVID. And I have found the next thing that I'm working on. I've been writing code with my partner for nearly a year now, and I've been hunkered down in my home office, and he's been hunkered down in his home office in rural England, and we've been working remotely like that for years. And now that I feel like it's safe to get out and travel by car, I have wanted to get out with my dog Chance and do a bunch of camping, but I wasn't sure that it was a responsible thing to do with COVID. So now that I think that it can be done safely, wearing bandanas and masks and so on, and mostly with camping, not with airplanes, avoiding hotels, eating out, doing simple stuff, I think it can be done, and I think that it can be pretty interesting. Along the way, I hope to talk about new technology like the Tesla that I drive, and how it performs, and details about it on the trips for the people that care, maybe as a separate segment, as well as talking about software development, and of course talking about renewable energy, which is the focus of our next project, financing renewable energy. Along the way, especially here in Texas, there's a lot of windmills, a lot of solar, a lot of opportunities, and I want to spend a lot of time in nature where I feel really happy, and I think makes a lot of us feel much more comfortable and a lot of us wish we spent more time out there instead of in our offices. And the silver lining of COVID is that it has become much more acceptable to work from home and work on the road. And I've been doing it since roughly 2002 for the most part. And I've done it for business travel and airport lounges and, um, on trains and on airplanes and in cars going down the highway with somebody else driving. Um, but it can also be done camping, and it can also be done on the road. And it can be productive while also doing doing things in dramatic, wild places like the Rocky Mountains and so on. It's amazing to have places like this. It's one of the great things about Austin. This is less than a mile from my house. It is 2 miles roughly from downtown Austin. It's right. This is the Colorado River of Texas, and we're about 4 miles from the airport. So you can hear noise from the highway coming from the airport, as well as other city sounds. Um, so, as great as any place is, like Austin, it's also great to travel. I've always loved to travel. I've lived in multiple places in my life, although I've spent most of my adult life in Atlanta, and I've lived here for just under 2 years. Um, I find that travel is just a part of the way I like to live, and I think it tells a natural story. There's always a beginning, a middle, and an end. Something unexpected always happens on any trip, whether you're taking a walk in the park, in the woods like this, or whether you're doing a road trip. So many movies about road trips, or whether you're flying to a different country and don't speak the language, and learning about different cultures. So that's what I love about travel. And with COVID, it really took a lot of that away. Um, and for the longest time I could remember, I don't know that I went within 10 miles of my house. I went to the grocery store occasionally, mostly pick up groceries. Occasionally went for a doctor's appointment somewhere. But for the most part, stayed home, wrote code, cooked food, just like the rest of you guys. But now I'm itching to get on the road in the car, socially distanced, physically distanced, um, out into the wild where I can experience new things and breathe fresh air and feel even more healthy. Oh my, it's been raining. Back to torrential rain. Come on, Chance, get a drink out of the river. Children playing in the pools. You can see the dam. This is at where the river separates from Lady Bird Lake, formerly Town Lake. So you can find Secret Beach yourself if you can find Longhorn Dam, Pleasant Valley Road, or Guerrero Park. That's what this is formerly called. But when most people talk about Secret Beach, this is what they mean. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty big beach. People come out here and have cookouts. I haven't had a fire out here or anything, but certainly I've seen remnants of it. Wish people would do a better job of taking the trash back, but I've also seen volunteers picking up the trash. It's a great place to get out to on a Saturday morning and walk the dog, or any other time. Okay, that's all for now. Please don't forget to click like and to subscribe for more videos. We've got more on the way. And don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when new videos are available. So long for now.